Hello there. Looking for my K through 5th grade peeps. How are you? So this is the last Sunday in April. Can you believe it? April 26th. The next time we meet, it will be May. And maybe we'll be getting closer to having this stay-at-home thing lifted and we can get back to normal. But right now, normal is you get to see me every week on the screen. So I hope you're enjoying it. I'm trying to make it fun and doing some games. Oh, by the way, if your parents go to my Facebook page, there is a jar full of goldfish, cracker goldfish, not real goldfish. And if you can guess how many are in the jar, you will win a prize. So they need to go to my Facebook page, and then you can print your answer or type in your answer right there and let me know how many you think are in the jar, okay? So we changed our theme to Game Changer, and that just means changing the game. And the way that we change the game is because we're on God's team. Okay, last week we talked about that, how they had everything in common, and it's better to be on God's team. Life is better when you have God on your team. Well, the whole deal is God is on our team, but bigger than that, He's our coach. So when you think about all the great coaches you've had in your life, they're good, but the best coach ever is God. God knows what you need. He has a plan for you, and He wants you to follow it, and He's laid it all out in the Bible. Okay, so I have some questions to ask you just about sports. Oh, by the way, my two favorite sports are basketball and softball. Those are what I played in high school and junior high and college, but the biggest thing is now I've kind of changed sports because it's hard for people my age to get together and play where you have 10 or 15 people who need to play. So after I got out of college and stuff, I switched to bowling and golf, because those are things you can do by yourself. Or maybe I played a little tennis, but I have a bad knee, but I played tennis, but you have to have one other person play with you. So let me ask you some questions. I'm going to give you like 5 seconds. Whoever's in the room, you can all talk with each other and spout it off, but don't get into a fight on some of the questions, okay? Number 1, what's your favorite sport team? Well, mine would be the Chicago teams, like the Chicago Cubs and the Chicago Bears. And that's just because I've been watching them since I'm a kid. And yeah, I know sometimes they're not the best, but it's just kind of like I just root for them because that's who I like. And of course, the Fighting Illini. Sometimes they have good seasons, sometimes they have bad seasons, but I still like to watch. Okay, here's the next question. Everybody answer this one. Would you rather play a sport, or would you rather cheer on your friends from the sidelines? Think about that. You know, it's okay if you don't like sports, because where would we be if everybody liked sports? We wouldn't have people who design video games. We wouldn't have people who paint. We wouldn't have any awesome people to play music. There's just so many things we wouldn't have if everybody loved sports and did nothing else. Okay, so would you rather play sports or be a cheerleader? The next one is, this is kind of an interesting thing. Like if you go to a ball game, what do you like to eat? Would you rather get a hot dog or a snow cone? Hot dog or snow cone? What's funny is they're probably going to cost the same, but one is kind of savory and hot, and you might put ketchup and mustard on it, and the other one is cold and sweet, but you might get a brain freeze from it. Which do you choose? Talk about it. I would choose the hot dog. I just would. I think it would be more filling than a snow cone. Okay, and here's my last question. If you could be really good at only one sport, which sport would you choose? And girls, you can include dancing, gymnastics, archery. You can include anything. It just doesn't have to be baseball, basketball, or football. So think about that. Talk to your family. Talk to your brothers and sisters. Talk to the dog. Okay, so we're going to do our story today, and it's about Moses and this guy named Jethro. Now, Jethro was related to Moses, but I'm not going to tell you how. I want you to look it up in the Bible and find out how was Jethro related to Moses? And if you know how he was related to Moses, you can Facebook me or text me and let me know your answer. So my Facebook is my Facebook page, or you can text me at 549-7129. The first 5 people that get it right will get a prize. And I'll be driving around this week giving out stuff, so be ready to get a prize. So how is Jethro related to Moses? Okay, so that's our story for today. You guys ready? All right, here we go. Today's story comes from the second book of the Bible, which is called Exodus, and it's about a man named Moses. Now, Moses was a player on God's team, and God gave Moses a really important part to play. God chose Moses to step up and lead the Israelites out of Egypt. Pretty interesting, eh? All right, page 2. You ready? After the Israelites left Egypt, things were pretty tough in the desert. Things got so tough that some of them weren't sure if it was the right decision to leave. But Moses trusted God was going to take care of them on their journey. And he did. Check out these things he did. God even dropped food down from the sky for them to eat, and he split the sea open so they could cross it quickly to escape from the Egyptian army. And to help them know which way to go, the Israelites could just look up to the sky, because God was using a cloud during the day to show them which way to go, and a pillar of fire at night. Later, when the Israelites were settled down in the desert, Moses' father-in-law, Jethro, came to visit. Together, Moses and Jethro celebrated how God kept them safe and gave them everything they needed on their journey out of Egypt. Moses lifted his hands up and praised God for always showing him the right way to lead the Israelites. So Moses had a pretty important job. He was their leader, and he was the one who was hearing words from God, and then he would gather the people and tell them what he said. But it was a tough job. I mean, can you imagine being in charge of maybe like everybody in Monticello, or everybody in Piatt County, or everybody in the state of Illinois? Could be a little stressful. So let's continue with our story, okay? Here we go. Well, after Moses and Jethro celebrated together, Moses had to get back down to where he was working. He was one busy man. Whenever the Israelites argued over something, they went right over to Moses. Moses helped them to solve their disagreements. Well, Jethro watched as Moses worked, and he noticed that Moses was trying to do way too much on his own. There were just too many disagreements for Moses to try and solve them all. So, Jethro came up with a solution to help Moses. Jethro suggested that Moses find some other people to help him solve some of the smaller arguments. That way, Moses would only be left with the really big disagreements to solve. You know what? That's pretty smart. And that's why we have all the different areas of government that we have. It's like we have our president and our senators and our representatives who take care of the country. And then we have our governors and the people in the state who take care of our state. And then in the city of Monticello, we have a mayor and we have people under him who represent us to help get things done that our city needs. So can you imagine if one person had to take care of all of that, how stressful that would be? So Jethro was pretty smart, and he watched Moses, and he realized, man, Moses is killing himself. He's trying to help rule all these people, take care of all these disagreements, make sure everybody has food, make sure they get out of Egypt safely. So Jethro had a plan. So here we go. Remember the plan? He said, you need to get some people to help you so that you can only take care of the really big disagreements that people are having. So the deal is, we saw that Moses showed respect to Jethro by listening to his advice. Moses also respected his teammates by trusting them to help get all the work done. Moses knew that on God's team, players show respect. There's the word for the day, okay? Respect. And respect means that you honor somebody by agreeing and doing what they ask you to do, or by taking in what they say and know that it's smart and do as they ask. Like Moses. What if he'd said no to Jethro? No, I can take care of it. I can handle it all. Well, Moses probably would have had down the road some really bad things happen because he would have been overwhelmed and tired. And I bet I would get a little angry of all these people continuing to come up to me and whining all the time. Kind of like, I hope that's not happening at your houses. Like, since you guys are in the house with your moms and dads all day, that you're not constantly going, Mom, I need a drink. Mom, I can't find my shirt to go with my shorts. Mom, I'm hungry. Because after a while, Mom goes, can't they do something by themselves? Or maybe she says, can't big sister help little sister? So think about that. When we're on a team, we have to respect each other and know what parts we play. Like when you're on a basketball team, not everybody's a really good dribbler. So you have to rely on the person who dribbles the best to bring the ball down the floor. And then when it comes time to rebound the ball, like to get the ball after a shot, you want your tall people in there. You don't want your little short guys in there because they're not going to be able to get up high and get the ball like the tall people. Or in softball, I was left-handed, so I couldn't catch. I couldn't play catcher. So I had to rely on my teammates who were right-handed to be those catchers and catch. And I was left-handed, so I could have played first base, but I pitched quite a bit. And so I knew it was really important to have those people that I could trust and respect to be my catchers. Okay? So you have to respect everybody. And there were people who were a lot faster on the team than I was, so I respected them when they stole bases because I didn't do that a lot because I just wasn't as fast as they were. So we have this respect thing. And did you see that Moses listened to Jethro and realized that Jethro had a great idea? And instead of saying, I know what I'm doing, leave me alone, or yeah, maybe, or you don't know what you're talking about, Moses thought it over and said, man, this Jethro guy, he's smart. And I need to listen to him, and I need to respect him and do as he suggests because it's going to make my life easier. It's going to make my life easier because I won't have to deal with everybody. And that way more people will get their disagreements solved. So I think that's awesome. So again, our memory verse that goes along with this lesson comes from Exodus, and it's a really cool one, and I've got pictures here for you, okay? It says, when two people work together, they get more work done. Ecclesiastes 4:9. So look at those motions, okay? They're pretty easy little finger motions, all right? So look at that and see if you can say it with me, okay? When two people work together, they get more work done. Ecclesiastes 4:9. Did you say it? Let's say it again. When two people work together, they get more work done. Ecclesiastes 4:9. And I totally agree with that in lots of things, like shoveling snow. Yeah, you can do it by yourself, but why? It's hard work. Or here at the church, we're still working together to get our videos ready and to figure out what to do. And a special surprise we're going to do in a couple of weeks. We've all gotten together instead of me just letting Jerry handle that or MJ handle that. We're still getting together and going, hey, I got this great idea. Can we try it? So we're working together, and I respect their ideas and they respect my ideas. So respect is very important. And especially right now when you're in houses together, you got to respect everybody. You got to respect their space, their opinions, what they like to eat, because it might be different from you. You really need to respect your parents if they're working at home. You can't just keep going up to them and doing this because they're trying to get their jobs done. So respect is a very important thing, okay? So I'm going to be doing house visits next week. I'm going to be bringing a special craft project for you to do. And I still have some sidewalk chalk left, so I'm going to be dropping those off as well. So I'm looking forward to seeing you guys. Pray for good weather so it's not raining next week when I start doing that. Don't forget two things. That jar of goldfish online on Facebook. Get to it. Guess how many are in there, and you're going to win a prize. And then during the lesson today, I asked you to let me know who Jethro was to Moses. Like, how was he related to Moses? Okay? So have a great week. Stay safe. Go outside and get some fresh air and enjoy being at home with your families. I love you really a whole ton. You don't know how much I miss not seeing you guys come in the door. So have a great week, and I'll see you next time. Bye.
Me plus you equals 2. If I fall, I on your feet. Lean right, left, rock to the beat, now shout. Get up, jump on your feet. Lean right, left, rock to the beat, now shout. Jump on your feet. Lean right, left, rock to the beat, now shout. Get up, jump on your feet. Lean right, left, rock to the beat, now shout.
My God is strong. He'll do anything big or small. Nothing is impossible for a super wonderful God. Every day I can know God is always there for me and my family. Every day I can know greater is the one who lives inside me. Super big, super strong, super
are you doing?
Coach said to run on, like for endurance during the game. So that's what I'm doing.
But Hoops, the game is about to start, and there's no way you'll be able to play at your best. I don't think this is what Coach had in mind.
Max, keep running.
Please, just listen to me. You won't make it to the game if you don't stop now.
Feel the burn. Thanks, dude. I should have respected what you were saying sooner and listened.
Dude, no worries. It's important to listen to other people. If you didn't stop running, you would have been no help to the team during the game.
Yeah, man, I would have been useless.
You know, Hoops, when you listen, you're also showing some major respect. And a little respect goes a long way when you're part of a team. Here, check out what I mean.
Moses was a player on God's team, and God gave Moses a really important part to play. God chose Moses to step up and lead the Israelites out of Egypt. Jethro was Moses' father-in-law, and one day he went to visit him. Jethro loved Moses and was so excited to hear all about what God had done for Moses and the Israelites in Egypt. Moses told him how God brought manna when they were hungry and used clouds to show them which way to go. Jethro was so happy to hear about the great things God had done. Together, they celebrated and praised God. Then, after their celebration, Moses had to get back to work. Jethro watched as Moses was working, and boy was he busy. Moses helped solve disagreements and showed them the right way to act. But this is all Moses did, all day long. Every minute of every day, Moses was fixing fights, and Jethro could tell that this was making Moses tired. So Jethro told him he needed to slow things down or he was going to wear himself out. Then Jethro came up with a great idea. Moses could find other people to help with the smaller arguments. That way, Moses could deal with the big stuff and wouldn't get so tired. Moses looked around at all of these people needing his help and realized Jethro was right. Because Moses respected Jethro and listened to his advice, things got way better. And get this, listening to Jethro didn't just help Moses, it helped his whole team. And that day, Moses realized that on God's team, players show respect.
Show respect.
There's a lot of do's and don'ts in the locker room. And by checking yourself before wrecking yourself, you can show respect to the dudes or the dudettes around you.
Like, do make sure you take your socks home and get your mom to wash them.
Wait, so I didn't have to wash these in the toilet?
Here's another one. Don't just wear deodorant. Apply deodorant.